Kelly remake. Remake. Remake.
Folks, welcome to the Stack Winnett Show.
Pow.
Kaboom. Week 1 is in the books. Today is Sunday. It is about 7 o'clock. Everybody's home. Me and Stack are hanging back at Daly's Irish Pub. We'll give you the recap of all the action. It was a big weekend kicking off today. Well, this whole weekend. Starting Saturday, like I say, today is Sunday. Quick, loop around the world of sports. Stack. I really don't know what's been going on. I've been so engrossed in the kickoff of Philly in the NFL. I have nothing really to report on other than the NBA is heading into All-Star break.
Villanova beat Georgetown.
Ooh. Shout out to Rolly Massimino, the big upset in the national championship game. Like I say, sports is just the basketball heading into the All-Star break. Like I say, it was just really exciting to be here in Philly and get our season kicked off. Stack, you got anything outside of that?
I was impressed with the general turnout. Well, it's a busy week for you. You had something to do on Saturday morning. Matt came in Friday night to do some setups. You'll see in the videos and the photos that he posted. We had our display up.
Right, the two magazines, flyers.
Even if you weren't in the league, when you came up the steps, you knew that the NEFL was in their opening week.
Right, league flyer we had set up.
And it'll be repeated in Essington.
That's right. We had the MFCA booklets in effect.
Been a lot of emails, text, chatter.
Yes.
Everything leading to opening week, February 7th, and I'd say we had quite a few games. I'd say that it's a success in my eyes.
Is that what you got there?
I got a cold snap.
Cold snap. Got a margarita, folks. I'll tell you, it was a rough day. Without further ado, me and Stack we're gonna get right into week 1 games. Starting with Saturday, we had a mega matchup. 2 playoff teams, 2 well-known coaches. James Harris, Seattle, against Damon Lucas and his Jets. A little smack talk going on. When it came down to playing, Seattle Seattle opened a can of whoop ass at home against the Jets.
You're talking to Damon. He fell behind early. His special teams hurt him all game. In fact, it was his curse all weekend until he righted his ship in one of his later games. But Jamie scored on a kickoff return, and then the first possession, Damon offense stalled. He had to punt. Jamie scored again. I think he was up 13-0 early. So, folks, in any game, you get down 13-0 early, you're going to have issues. And it continued to snowball, and he ended up losing.
Right. Excuse me. Another big game and another, breaking news story. We all know Damon Lucas is from Detroit. Jim the Hulk Davis joined the league as the Philadelphia Eagles. He came to town. There was a lot of talk. I got a lot of text messages, a lot of email. People is Jim really got people scared to play him? And to an extent, I gotta say yes. There was a few people.
There wasn't a lot of guys lined
jumping up to play him, right?
Yeah, I can name a few teams that.
Hey, well, I'm just saying they didn't jump at the opportunity, And the Hulk wanted me to give the message to the league and everybody else. You should have got him this week, because when he comes back, he got a little taste of the rules and what he needs. When he comes back for Essington, March 6th through the 8th, he's going to be lights out. But getting into his game, his first game, got to give shout out to Joe Greco, who drove all the way out from New York, with his son coming home from college, Zach. Joe stepped up to play him, and the game was an instant classic. It was tied 28-28 with the clock ticking down to zeros. Jim Davis broke a long run, maybe about 50-something yards off tackle.
I think it was 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To win the game with no time, 35-28.
And Jim let you know too.
Oh.
You heard.
Oh yeah, you
It
heard.
was the whole shout out. Like if I remember in MFCA when he won that championship.
Yes.
Same kind of.
That was
joy.
a big game, yeah. Because he said, "Get the Joe Greco monkey off my back." I pulled out because Joe always seems to.
Joe played him well. Joe always plays him well.
Always.
So the score of that game was
35-28.
no losers here.
No,
That was a
great game.
classic NEFL game.
Great game.
Good game by both coaches.
Moving right along, we had Kelvin Lomax came in from Maryland with his Tennessee Titans against Jerry Fulton and the Patriots. Jerry is back in the NEFL after one season in the NEFL. The NEFL was our other league. If you don't know, fans, people watching, Philly NEFL, 32 teams, 32 coaches. With so many teams waiting and coaches waiting to get in, we decided to start another league, the NEFL League. Not a B league, not a developmental league, just another league of guys that's playing at a lighter pace. 8 games instead of 16. And like I
Probably
said,
wondering where we got the name NEFL. It's just an acronym of the NEFL. So if you say, you pronounce NEFL,
it's NEFL.
it's NEFL. So the connotation is we're really one and the same.
Yes.
It's just, as Corey said, they don't have, some guys don't have the the commitment to put in the whole 16
right,
games.
16 games. So
Very
it's
competitive.
8, right. And that was the league Jerry played in
Right.
last year. But he was back with his Patriots.
And I might add, the score of that game was 28-0.
Well, actually, Lomax told me in an email it was actually 35-0. So we'll correct that. That's 35-0 over the Patriots.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
35-0.
Just make a quick comment about Tennessee and Mr. Lomax. He dismantled the Patriots, and he also later you'll find another game he played. I think it's a carryover from the Beltsville championship. He had a good run over the last few months in Beltsville, won a championship in the BEFL. I think Tennessee Titans are for real. He played with the Powder Blue Oilers.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically, he's a strong team. He's got a good defense. You look at Kenny Allen over in Great Lakes. I mean, people will go through phases, and from what I'm hearing, Ken Allen is his best team he's ever put on the field. I say, as long as I know Kelvin Lomax, his team, the 2 games I saw this weekend, they look very formidable.
Wow. I didn't see much of it, but we'll keep moving, folks. Like I say, Stack, we had 20 games over this entire weekend played here. And we had 2 games played in Maryland. A couple Maryland guys got together.
They were NEFL games.
NEFL games played out in Maryland. So
22 games.
22 games total, 20 played here at Daly's Pub. We'll keep it moving, folks. This is the Stack with Nat show. I'm National. That's Smokestack.
We'll run them through.
Running through. Another game, 2 good buddies. Cliff Gibbs and his Washington Redskins versus David L. and the Rams. It was a one-sided contest as Cliff got off to a winning note. And he's in a tough NFC East division. 22-0 over the St. Louis Rams. David L. is still looking for just the right combination of offense, defense.
Relevancy.
Right.
Yeah.
Good guy. But
doesn't back down. He'll keep scheduling games.
Yeah, he will.
He's a fighter.
He's a fighter. He'll be puffed up, bloody nose. He'll keep playing. So he took a beat down against Cliff. Then we had a big time matchup, folks. Another big time matchup. 2 playoff teams. Andrew Stewart, Green Bay Packers. Ephraim, the Green Lantern, Daniels, and his Saints. last year, Ephraim really just took Andrew apart in I think it was week 1 of the season.
Yeah.
This year,
Payback.
Andrew turned it, payback. He turned the tables, 28-14 over young Ephraim. Andrew looks pretty good so far.
He had a
this
good
year.
weekend.
He did. He had a great weekend. He beat him. Another game against 2 NFL long-time coaches. 2 guys have been playing since the start of the league. Harold King and the Chiefs. Brian Healy, who's back. Stack. He couldn't finish last year. He had to bow out. He's back. He said he didn't have his A game, but he had enough to defeat Harold King and his Chiefs on the road in Kansas City, 10-7. So, Stack, anything about your boy Brian? He 2 New Jersey guys.
He's starting to retool. He's got some new figures in, some Antonio figures. We'll see him more in Essington. I think the passion's back. He brought his son. It was good.
Right.
He was here pretty much all day, checking in with everybody. So I think
Good win. Good win to start. Right.
Yeah.
Good win to start the season. Gonna keep it going. We had the defending champ. Another big time game. 2 big name coaches.
that was his first game, wasn't it?
This is his first game. Yes, Indy's first
Early
game.
in the day, yeah.
In the early day. Ben Creasy Dames, defending 2-time champ in the Colts versus Big Salt and Keith Chalmers and the Bears. This was a one-sided contest as well, as Creasy were able to hold down the Bears 24-6.
No offense from
No
Chicago. Which
offense.
bodes well, tells you a lot about Indy's defense.
Right, and that extends that win streak of Creasy, who was just hasn't lost in over 2 years. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna take a break right now, folks, as we get into the second half. Those were like the early games for Saturday. We're gonna take a short recess. Me and Stack gotta powder our noses, go to a little boys' room, whatever it is we do. This is the Stack with Nash Show. We're glad you're enjoying it. Folks, welcome to the Stack with Nash Show. We're your hosts, Corey National Johnson. That's my man, Smokestack Scott. You can follow us on Facebook, our league, Philly in the NFL. You can follow on Facebook, IG, Twitter. If you're plugged in our email, we have almost 57 people in our email. If you want to get in that email thread of all the league business and see how we do what we do, it is phillynefl@yahoo.com. Hit us up. We'll put you on the thread. We'll get
And
you.
then from time to time, you'll see some YouTube videos, some Ustream videos. So social media-wise, we have a presence, and we keep it coming to you. This is just week 1, and we were here all day Saturday and part of the day Sunday.
Yeah, all day Sunday.
Expect
getting it in.
15 more of these shows and then playoffs.
And then playoff.
We're
Stack,
totally plugged in.
Talking about,
I just
who being plugged in. Who was here this
I
weekend?
just sensed a
Saturday?
lot of excitement. I thought there was actually more guests, but we still have some coaches that haven't come in yet. They had personal issues. As the season progresses, we'll see more and more people. But I'll tell you, from New York, we had our good friend Scott Hooper and his son Darrison.
Drive all the way from New York. He said about 3-hour ride.
Hooper's a big Cowboys fan. Hooper was here pretty much all day Saturday. We had a good time. We had a couple drinks, smoked a cigar. His son played some electric football with Brian.
Brian.
And then Corey's cousin Rasul was here.
He brought Rasul. Yeah, he came by.
Norris brought one of his childhood friends.
Yeah, they used to play.
They used to play in neighborhood leagues.
Right.
With electric football. They had multiple seasons. His name was John. I didn't catch his last name, but he caught the fever.
He did.
He wanted to get plugged into the NFL website, so we sent him the link.
Right.
So we had some guests, and then even today, Steve Talk brought his friend back because he had brought his credit card.
Right.
So we've had again, we had Detroit drive 9 hours in. They stayed overnight at Healy's house. In fact, they're staying through Monday. Hooper came down.
Lomax
came in from Baltimore.
From Maryland.
Exactly. So People do a lot of work to get here, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
And we look forward to more of this as we go forward.
Keep going forward.
Yeah.
And as we go forward, folks, we're going to keep these games rolling in. We got the big time rematch of the AFC Championship. Well, wasn't the two teams in the AFC Championship last year? If you remember, you follow the show, follow our league, Damon was coach of the New England Patriots last year.
Right.
And he took them to the championship, ended up losing on the last play to the Colts and Creasy. Damon is back this year. He's the coach of the Jets. And boom, right off the bat, Colts versus Jets. And it wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. Creasy showed why he is the #1 team in our power rankings. And
Hadn't lost a game in
over 2 years. And favorite to win the NFL Super Bowl on our stat with Nat. Odds to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Have you seen that thing out? So
And highly ranked on both of our polls.
yeah, our power ranking.
Yeah, he was
absolutely.
ranked #1.
That score was 28-8, and Creasy just flexed his muscle
Against Damon and his Jets.
against Damon.
So that was
and the Jets.
Damon's second loss. He had lost
Right.
earlier in the day to Seattle.
To Seattle. So
Wasn't pretty.
He was licking his wounds. So
He was.
you know, he took it on the chin. He
He
had
did.
excuses. He could have said, he's tired and then
His special
just getting his
teams,
rings,
yeah.
getting this team together. But
28-8.
28-8. So I think, I don't know. Then he bounced right back and he played Steve Toth, who came later. I actually think this was his second game, Damon. He went 1-1. But he played new NFL newcomer Steve Toth from Allentown, PA. He sharpened his teeth in the game of electric football in the Harrisburg League in high voltage. And he played Damon tough. 9-7 he lost at home. He brought his board, his Miami Dolphins board he had made from scratch. Beautiful looking board. He tweaks his own bases.
Good looking team.
Yes. Does all his paintwork, makes his own decals. Great, intelligent kid, that guy is.
Nice
I know
guy.
him for, yeah,
I think he just needs to get more comfortable with the rules.
with the rules. Little, yeah.
But 9-7 is not to be ashamed
No.
of for first game.
Yeah, against a guy like the caliber of Damon Lucas.
Yeah.
Then we had, folks, Young Money. This kid is just, that's what we call him, Young Money. Young Money was in the house. And Stat.
It was ugly.
This
Kid,
21-0, and I heard it wasn't that close.
it wasn't even that close. If they hadn't, he actually threw an interception towards the end of the game. But prior to that, he was just lights out.
He is good.
A lot stronger than I thought. He gashed me on the first one for a run. A little stronger running game than I thought, but then I retooled and I was able to hold him with my strength. But when someone's open,
Oh, it's over.
book it.
It's book.
It's over.
He is. Laser.
21-0.
21-0.
Had he not thrown that interception, it could have been much worse. My board wasn't running that well, but then I got to thinking if it was running well, it would have been higher. He would have
Right.
scored 40 easily.
Wow.
But excellent passer. But I was more impressed with his offensive philosophy. Some
Right.
great
Design of play.
design plays, very good use of the quarterback rollout, very tough. Defensive, I do some things on offense, he matched it, and he deserved to win.
Folks, then we had another prime time. When you got a league this big and you got these money chaps, I mean, it is unbelievable. We had the two-time defending champ, two-time undefeated champ, hadn't lost over 2 years, going against Young Money, who actually hung his last loss on Creasy in the playoffs 2 years ago.
Over 2 years ago.
Yeah, over 2 years ago. It was a game for the ages. William Young Money Chalmers, he was all over Creasy. The Colts got beat 22-9 at home.
First loss in 3 years.
Streak over.
And I actually felt kind of vindicated.
Right.
Because after that tsunami that came through Minnesota, to see what he did to the Colts made me feel, hey, Okay, it can happen to
It
anyone.
can happen, right?
And Creasy was very humble about it, I'll tell you. I mean, he wasn't stomping his feet. He knew what he did wrong.
Right.
Two very good teams. I
That
mean,
could-
the talent on that field.
That could be a preview of the AFC Championship.
Preview.
That could be it. It
Look
could.
it.
I don't know. I ain't gonna say that.
Well, let's back up a little bit. First of all, you have to give Creasy credit for scheduling. He didn't back away from anyone. He
Nobody.
had tough games.
He scheduled tough games.
Wayne came up here. He could have waited until Essington.
Right.
Give Will credit, Keith credit, Lomax credit. They scheduled their games. They took them as they came. Whoever would play them, and they didn't back away. And they all played very well.
Great division.
Yeah.
Well, moving right along to one of our most fiercest divisional rivals in the league. Not just in this league. We did a poll on the MFCA site, and this one, people know about this one.
Kind of
You know-
game you need like a lion tamer.
You do. You
with a
need
whip and a
caution. You need
chair.
caution tape.
Leave the women and children home.
The folks that know what I'm talking about. We are talking about Andrew the Question Stewart versus Big Salty Keith Chalmers. Packers, Bears. Packers nipped them this time.
Wasn't that close? It actually was 17-6 at one point.
Right.
And
Keith scored late, I
he
think.
probably
and
went
missed
for
it
two twice.
Twice, and
I
then
saw
he-
him go for an onside kick, which he executed perfectly.
Perfectly. Didn't
But
get it then,
the
right?
3 seconds, the ball went out.
Oh,
of
the
field.
ball bounced out,
Yeah.
right. I remember because I was running the clock for
But
the
then
place. I didn't see it.
he teed up because that could have been another touchdown.
Right.
So
So it was
it was a
17-12.
tight game. Somebody has to lose.
I had to rough that game. I had to go. I had to be called over.
Second
I was,
half?
Right. Yeah,
take
more
it
the
over?
first half.
Really?
Yeah, it was getting bad.
Getting edgy.
It was getting edgy. I wanted to take pictures, folks. I wanted to do some
There's a
streaming.
mutual respect between the two, but when
Maybe
they play,
not between the board.
when they play
On
on
the
the
board.
field,
Yeah, nothing.
it's they.
Then after the
they
game,
ratchet
they're
it up.
pretty cool.
Yeah, they
right.
ratchet
So
it up.
it's crazy. But Andrew went on to what? 2-0. He kept it rolling. He's 2-0
Saturday.
on Saturday. 2-0. Two tough games.
That was
He beat
a
the
division
Saints.
game.
Right. He beat the Bears. So moving right along, folks. Had Kelvin Lomax in his Titans second game against Steve Toff and the Dolphins.
I saw that
Both
game.
coaches' second
It
game.
was 35 actually.
Was it 35?
That's the one.
That's back to.
that's the wrong score.
No, he said this one. No, this one was 34. Maybe he missed the extra point. I'm gonna leave it at 34, folks. Anyway, it was 34-0. Lomax laid a beat down over young Steve Toff and the Dolphins on the road. Titans at Miami. So Steve, came in Saturday, played two tough opponents. He got something to go home on and
Oh,
work
yeah.
on. So keep your chin up.
You only get better. You get better between your first 3 games, win or lose. You're going to get better.
Absolutely.
And I
absolutely.
anticipate he will get better. He didn't really make good adjustments to Kelvin's very basic offense.
Right.
Kelvin got outside on him on a couple runs. And guys will run outside on you if you give it to them.
Absolutely.
And that's what happened.
Keep it going, folks. We had the Washington Redskins and Cliff Gibbs moving on to 2-0 on Saturday over Greg King and the Bucks.
Washington won 2 games.
Yeah,
Yes, they did.
35-14.
Wow, that's a
That's it.
surprise.
Yeah,
Put that away.
35-14. He didn't beat no Giants, but
Still, he came out of the box.
He beat who he's supposed to beat.
When
Those
you're
are
in
two
the
teams.
NFC East and the Cowboys weren't here this weekend and the Giants had lost one, you got to take
You got right.
your positioning in the division while you can. And he got 2 wins. My hat's off to him.
Yes, he beat Greg King and the Bucks. Then, folks, in Maryland, the 2 games that were played in Maryland.
While we were here,
While we were here Saturday in Philly and NFL games were played in Maryland at the Beltsville Bowling Alley.
we're National League.
That's National Electric Football. We national, right? Based in Philly, national. We had Tom Johnson and the Cleveland Browns go up against Glenn Phoenix, who was back in the league after playing, taking off a year.
Took a year off.
Took a year off, right. He didn't play enough, he just took off. But
No rush there.
Glenn Phoenix and the Ravens held home court against the traveling Browns, beat them 21-7 in the game.
Surprising.
So, yeah, division game, that's a big game for Glenn and his Ravens. Second game, Denver, coached by Darrell Brevard, had been in the Lions for the previous 5 years, Stack. Made the jump over to AFC West, playing his good buddy Tom Johnson. And again, the Browns and Tom loses to the Broncos 21-7. I don't know about that curse with the Browns. There's a curse here in Philly.
Yeah, you talked
playing with
about
the
it.
Browns. We talked about it, right? Browns, guys that coach the Browns have not done well since Abby Modge Podge Bowen threw that bottle of Modge Podge at the Carmella Rack.
I'm surprised
curse.
that not that Tom lost. I mean, they ain't gonna lose on any given Sunday, but the fact that he only scored 7 points in
both games, right. So that's something. I'm sure Tom. The first year we went to 32 teams. Tom played with the Chargers. His first time playing with went 0-2. He went 0-2 and won the Super Bowl.
That's right.
So him being 0-2, 1-3, it doesn't faze that guy. He knows this is a marathon and not a dash, not a sprint. It's a long season.
So that was it for Maryland. No games.
That was it. Neffel guys kind of laid back. Like I said, they only played 8 games. They didn't have to get started.
Right.
The guys that just want to, before we take a quick break and get into Sunday games, I just want to tell the teams and the coaches that you missed a real good opportunity. I know this is just electric football or pastime or hobby, real life, but it's a tight window. You got to get them games in, and a lot of guys that didn't come to play kind of put themselves behind an 8 ball by not being able to make it. So, I'm sure everybody had good reasons not to be here. Not questioning that, but it's just going to be, you're just going to have to make them up, So, like I said, this is the Stack with Nash show here on a Sunday evening. We're going to take a short break, folks. We're going to get into Sunday's action where we had my Niners jump into the fray and play some games. We had Jim and Damon come back. They stayed the night, and they came back to get some more games.
Was Healy here today too?
Healy stopped by. Healy came in play.
So he was another guest.
He came by today.
That's right. I thought I saw him.
Hugh Moore been here all weekend. Ain't playing no games. Your boy.
We won't talk about
We
that.
won't get into that, Right. But folks, we're going to take a quick break. This is the Stack with Nash show. We'll be right back. Folks, welcome back. Stack with Nash show. We're here in Daly's Irish Pub, recapping week 1 of the 2015 NFL season. Season 18. 18 years we've been doing this league. Not me personally, but my man Stack been here for all 18. I think I came in during season 3.
Gray hair.
Yeah, hey, see, I ain't had that one to start.
You didn't come in on season 3?
Yeah, season 3 I think was my first year, and I went to the Super Bowl. Haven't been back. Yeah, I mean, I like to say I came in and the league didn't even have a logo.
Right.
Me and the G-Man designed the logo for the league, which Werewolf helped me redesign it and make it what it is today.
He did. He made a lot of changes when he took over the league.
Yeah, it was
Leadership. It changed. It was a good league back then, but it's a better league now.
I made it national.
Exactly.
That was
Put it on the road, man.
Right, I wanted to make it national. People said, "You national."
No, but when he first came in, I remember when he came in the NFL, he watched and he listened more. There was a lot of friction. There was some fighting and stuff, and the rule set wasn't really tight.
Right.
And he watched and he learned, and then he started making small tweaks. And then over the years, not quantum changes, but incremental changes. We sometimes we sit back and we say, we did good, but each year we know we can make it better.
Right. That was a lot of me going to all these different functions and events, playing these different leagues. I would see stuff. I was like, man, this is pretty cool. We need to bring this back. And just wanted to thank Smokestack and Harold King and the other guys, Mark and Greg, that allowed me to use some of these ideas. Back when I started, it just seemed like everybody just wanted to just play where they played, and the way other people played was kind of frowned on, or why they do that. You know, people didn't want to give another style a chance, so they laughed at it. You know, for whatever reason, when I came in, you know, I didn't have none of that kind of animosity to nobody. I wanted to just go and just meet people and see how they did things. And a lot of it I just brought back to our league. And like I say, it's been going pretty good.
So for this year, 2006, no, we didn't have any rule changes.
Not one.
Not one rule
Not
change.
one. Now, you hear, the funny thing is when the season starts, everybody's like, oh, what do you think about this? It's too late to talk about it then. As soon as this, people watching our league, write down what you think would be a good change. After this season,
June.
What we do is try to put it in our Green Room Rumbles
Right.
over, you know, our off season.
June and January.
Right, and you kind of work this rule in.
Right.
Just you never just change a rule just because it sounds good. That rule has to be put in
Battle tested.
Battle tested. That's the word. Through time and time again. Any rule that I put in or listened to or heard was home. We ran it. Me and Harold or Stack.
Well, we did try the 20-second total for passing, but when you look at the makeup of our league, we got a lot of young coaches. That might be a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's just not this kind of style because you don't know when you're passing till you end the play.
Right.
So that 20-second rule don't work for us.
So let's
But there's some other rules though. That,
let's get queued back up on week 1.
Right. Getting off a little track, Stack saying, whoa, whoa, get back. Easy, National. Folks, like I said, we just went through the Saturday games, Philly and Maryland. On Sunday.
At 10:45. The bartenders and waitresses even came in early though.
On Saturday, right, 10 o'clock we started. On Sunday, we were back to our 11 o'clock start at Daly's Pub. We had 6 games on Sunday. Like I said, folks, it's the Stack with Nash show. We're here at Daly's Irish Pub. It's a Sunday evening. The Sunday games are done. Everybody done left. Me and Stack are back here. We're in the office, actually. I don't know. We didn't have time to decorate
Chilly
the
back
place.
here, too.
Look, well, we got the light going, warming us up. We were going to go out in the big bar room, but some
It's a
people
labor
came-
of love. We don't get paid for this.
People came in to shoot pool, so we snuck back here in the office.
Quiet
and,
place.
Nice quiet. It's not bad, Stack. Without further ado, folks, we're getting into the Sunday games. We had a couple teams get on the board for the first time Sunday.
It's the NFL studio.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, it's our studio.
Up above on Conley and Harbison, overlooking
Overlooking Harbison Avenue.
Harbison
It ain't
Avenue.
like we looking out a window and seeing a beachfront. It ain't like that, folks. You just see a
And
street.
everyone's done gone. They ate, they drank, they played their games.
Right.
But as a labor of love, we're going to bring you,
Right.
just like on that
Man,
NFL,
The Grady's
we're going
coming
to
in,
give you
Stack.
a rundown every week.
I think I got a shade.
We may not do it Sunday. We couldn't do it in the middle of the week, but we're going to try to give it to you when it's done.
Right, right. All right, folks, without further ado, Sunday games, week 1,
Wow.
Stack with Nash show. Here we are. Damon was back in the pub with his Jets.
At that time, now he was 2-2.
No.
Coming in.
Was it? Yeah, he was. He had lost
2-2.
to the Colts. He had lost to Seattle. He had beat the Miami Dolphins, and that was it.
So he
It
was
was actually
one
one-
and
yeah.
2. So he was chomping at the bit a little bit.
Right. That's right. Okay. He came in against Kenny King and the San Diego Chargers, playing their first game. The
And he was in the
Chargers.
playoffs last year, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
This was a rematch of these two coaches. The final game of the regular season. What was on line was the number 2 seed and having a bye in the playoffs.
That's right.
Damon beat Kenny and got the bye as the number 2 seed. Kenny had the number 3 seed where he hosted the Bengals and Norris McCraw. He lost. Kenny was 1 and done in the playoffs.
That's right.
That's right. Well, they were playing today, folks, on the board again. Regular season.
Jets had papers on them, man.
They got, yes. 14-0. He
Wow.
owned
Who
it.
was home?
Jets. Jets was
Jets
home.
were home.
Right, right. Damon said his board, he likes the way his men run on his boards, a couple of other boards
Yeah.
will run slow. But, you know, that's a cop-out. Damon. You gotta be able to ball on any board. I know board issues can
But he
affect
felt
the game.
comfortable.
He feels comfortable on his board. So
If he would have played 3 more games this weekend, I think he would have won. It doesn't
Right.
matter who. He was
like he's
Stella was getting their groove.
he was joking about, let me know who played. He wants to play another shot at Seattle. He wants to play them on the real board. He did not like the way Seattle board ran. Jamie really didn't like the way it ran. He bought a motor off of Steve Tall.
Really?
Yeah, Steve makes his own motors. You know, folks, you looking for a motor, something different, contact Steve Tall from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Very creative guy.
Very creative.
Made
Makes
his own field
decals.
cover.
Preparing his own field cover.
Made his own
Own
decals too.
decals, yeah.
Tweaks his own bases.
Kid is amazing.
Won't buy bases. Won't buy tweak bases.
Right. Well, anyway, getting off track against Steve. We love Steve. He's
He's
new
a breath of fresh air.
He is.
When we've been around as long as we have, I mean, we see him come and go. It's good
It's
to
good.
see new blood in the league.
So Damon got his groove back.
So he even up.
He
He's on
shut out.
Mendoza 2-2.
He's 2-2. He shut out Kenny King and the Chargers.
Okay.
Then we had Jim Davis, the Hulk.
Barn burner.
Unbelievable. I missed it. They started, I was watching. Jim the Hulk Davis and the Eagles versus Ephraim and the Saints.
Now
in New Orleans.
You would think, you know.
Well, you know what? I was talking to Jim. Jim told me Ephraim missed a bunch of passes.
What?
I said, what? That's what I said. He said he missed a lot of passes. I could not believe it. When I play that kid, he never misses. Never.
So he
Well, anyway, folks, Jim beat him.
games.
Jim beat him 35-28. Little note, Jim the Hulk Davis is 2-0 in Philly in the NFL. He is averaging 35 points a game.
And throwing passes.
Well, little baby passes. But the thing, 35 points a game
It's
against two pretty, quality coaches.
Prolific offenses and defenses.
Right.
It's a
But he's
testament.
giving up 28 points a game, which
True.
is a little worrisome. And he said he's going to work on that. He says when he comes back for Assington in March.
But he got
he'll
2
be ready.
games in.
He got 2 games. Great. He did good. He did. And 2-0. Next game. My Niners. First game out the box. Bringing out our brand new white team. 94 throwbacks. Beautiful team. Went to Green Bay and got obliterated. 28-6. I won the flip. Kicked off. His first play from scrimmage was like an 80-yard touchdown pass. We hit a guy over and then had a safety back. Boom. I think I went 3 and out. He got the ball. Kind of made him, hit a couple passes. He scored again, 14-0.
Oh.
And then I was chasing him ever since. I scored, missed the extra point. By the time it was halftime, it was 21-6, but I was getting the ball. It was just ugly. It was. I think
Usually when people give you blow by blow like that,
It was it was
it
ugly.
happens.
It
You know what
does.
I mean?
28-6, like.
Did he hit his passes?
Oh yeah, he was.
Did
Guys
he-
would fall.
How
He would
about-
hit him on the ground.
How about you?
At one stretch, I was 0 for 5 with an interception.
Throwing more bricks?
Than eating that. Homer, we need more bricks. Oh, it was bad. I think for the game, I finally finished with like 2 out of 12.
Well,
maybe.
these are games. I mean, it happens.
My
I
one
mean, it's-
touchdown was a run.
Whoever's next on the schedule is gonna.
You. You were going to pass.
Me?
That's
okay.
it.
All right.
Next game, folks. Stack with that. I'm
In a
gonna-
game.
In a game.
Might as well get some video.
We
of
might
it,
as
too.
well do streaming. Niners at Vikings next
Our boy's
Saturday.
running good now.
Good. I need a good running board.
Okay.
I'm already in my whites.
All right.
I'm saying it right here on the Stack with That show. We go
I
against
was
each
gonna
other.
try to duck you a few weeks.
No.
You need a W.
I
See,
need a W.
He's looking for a lamb now.
Well, if I
You have
can,
any on your schedule?
I got Steve Emerson. And
You
the
have him on the
Lions.
schedule too?
He's next. He's gonna be my first home game. So I got Andrew. I got my butt kicked.
Oh, that's right.
Hopefully I can right the ship my second game.
Right. And then
Is
you
you?
be,
So I got you.
2-1.
Yeah, I can be
Okay.
2-1, so I can write it, you know. So, like I
right.
say, we'll see what happens,
See
folks.
what happens.
That's you live on the show. Niners at
You heard it
Vikings.
here
Stack
first.
versus Knack. Moving right along, we got Seattle. They were back again against the Rams and David L. Jamie lit him up for 36 points, 36-0. Beast mode was back. I think that Jamie told me he scored 5 touchdowns rushing beast mode. So,
You would think that David L would know to key on beast mode.
Exactly.
To have an extra safety in the box.
he did.
To delay the loopers.
That was David L's second game with a goose egg.
And I
So-
understand that, Jamie was taunting him a little bit too. I mean, I'm not, it's okay, good natured.
Yeah.
But not in front of Jamie's wife's there. It doesn't even bode well for Jamie. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm sorry. I mean, I like Jamie, and it was a good win. But I heard it through a couple people. You don't need to taunt people like that. The kid is just here.
Dave said he wasn't. David said he was cool with it.
Good
It was all
natured.
good natured ribbon. Dave buy bases from Jamie, so
That's
I
true.
don't know.
That's
So
true.
I think it was a good ribbon.
But when you beat somebody like that, there's no reason to,
Well, I heard, they-
pontificate.
well, yeah, cone timeouts.
Yeah.
And trying to, I don't know. Well, I can't speak on that, but Dave said it was no big deal. 36-0. David L and his Rams, 2 games in, no points. Our 5th game of Sunday, we had the Smokestack and his Vikings, who were coming off a thrashing at the hands of Young Money. Steve Emerson and the Lions. Like I say, last year Steve was coach of the Ravens. He's the Detroit Lions this year. And Stack, you put up 49 points.
That's 7 touchdowns.
That's 7 touchdowns.
Wow.
49-14.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
I heard
I
that
got
they
my board tuned.
Right.
I stopped and I bought some parts, and the Harold met me here, fixed my board, and I like I said, that's one of the biggest problems. Yesterday's game,
Run the board.
but today it ran beautiful, and I caught a guy just coming back from an IEFL season.
Mm-hmm.
He's familiar with the rules, but the Vikings, put it together.
Right, we got sayings. We got to get some of these games like Joe and Jim game was tight. It was like 20. You say, what's the score? And you say, butt cheeks are tight. That's a tight game. That's 28-28 with under a minute left. Somebody must have went over to your game
It was
because I was
28-6 at one
I was
point.
playing Andrew, so I didn't know. And somebody came back, and it was like, I asked them what was the score. I was like, how's Smokestack and the game over, against the Lions are going? What's the score? And they said, well, we asked them, and they said, we just scrimmaging. It was like a scrimmage. It was just, it got
We
so
ran the
bad.
clock the whole second half.
Right.
Running clock.
Running
I
clock.
didn't even, and I did. I
Never
played a
stopped.
lot of reserves. So I'm not saying I would have. In the last play, I could have scored. I wouldn't have taken. I would have stopped it at the 1. So
Right.
I'm not. I just wanted to win.
I'm
happy with the
one
win.
more score would have put you at 56, would have tied the NFL record for
would've.
most points.
It would have. Right.
Me and Al scored 56 is the top thing. Stack said he could have had a shot at it. He wasn't worried about it. He just wanted to win, get that stench off
You
of
have to
him.
get it off you.
And he did.
Yeah.
He got it. Stack is 1-1 in his division.
It was a division game too.
Right.
Yeah. In
You're
fact,
saying-
I'm overkeep.
You overkeep now, right.
I
So,
didn't. Andrew did that. I didn't do that.
well, no, I did it.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Keep hasn't won, has he?
Right. No, yeah.
No, right. You 1-1.
Right.
Andrew's 3-0. And
This has happened before, where I've been second place in the division, then lose it in the middle of the
right.
season.
Don't get too happy.
Can't.
This is not a
Second
sprint.
place.
This is not a sprint. This is a
It's a
marathon.
slow drag.
This is a marathon.
One
So,
game left.
One game left, folks. Damon
Wow.
and his Jets. He is a baller. This guy
Who was home
plays
that game?
against the Rams.
I think it was the Rams home.
I think the Rams home game. Yeah, because Dave had his game up.
So wait, no, it couldn't have been. Did he play in his white? David,
No.
David played in his white or his dark?
He played in his white, I guess. He was playing the Rams.
Yeah.
I saw it there. He said he liked the way the Rams board ran better than the way the Seattle board ran.
Oh, better than Seattle.
Seattle board, right? He takes the loss against the Colts on the chin. But the game against Seattle, he said, you know, he ain't take, you know, he lost, but he said it was the board, his special team, so he ain't really impressed with Jamie after that.
Well, Damon started slow last year too.
A little bit,
And
he
he righted the ship.
He played a game.
Just like Jim Davis, they even made proclamations. They're saying, "You seen something here? If you like what you saw here, wait till Essington."
Wait till Essington. But the last game of Sunday, Stack, here was the Jets over the Rams, 21-0.
Wow.
That's 3 games for David L. Goose egg. Guy's got to open up the playbook. He's got to.
No points.
No points in 3
Zero.
games. 0. He's given up 21 to the Jets. He gave up 22 to the Skins.
23.
And he gave up 36 to the Seattle
It's almost
Seahawks.
100 already.
So if he's scoring at home, that's almost 100-0. Dave L, if you watching the show, find that offense. It might be in the trash can. It might be in the cupboard.
Something you're doing.
It's under the bed. Find it
Yeah.
wherever it is.
Don't give the ball up. Don't punt. You can't give the ball up. You have to get sustained drives.
You
Keep
do.
that offense off the field if you know that's the problem. So, but we love you, Dave.
We do.
You'll be fine.
You will.
Let's-
Like I say, next week will be, I gotta see. We might be at a Mayfair Rec Center next Saturday. We're back here for week 2.
But we still have 3 full weekends of Philly. You know, there's no expectation that Baltimore has to be here or anything, but the month of
They will.
February, there's 3 weekends. There'll be Philly games, mostly Philly
Yeah,
guys.
we play
Philly
every
guys.
week.
And then we're gonna head to Essington first week of March. But let's talk real quick about, not to cut you off, but I want to talk real quick. We haven't seen certain teams. Let's talk about them. We haven't seen Carolina. We haven't seen Oakland. We know Denver played, but we'd like to see how they do with
Right.
the Philly guy. We haven't seen him. Haven't
Yeah,
seen Buffalo.
Beautiful team, no.
We haven't seen Houston Texans.
Well, that's one thing
Well,
we got.
let's segue
Right.
into that.
We might have a coach. We were just going to sit out that Houston franchise as Nafis was going to play at Naples. Lorenzo Obranti. If
What?
you're watching this show, come on down. You are the new coach of the Houston Texans. Talk to the beautiful wife of yours. See if you can get permission from the GM.
Right.
Let's, you know what I mean? Let's get it
Lorenzo
going.
is a competitive guy.
He is.
You know.
And Stack, you know, you talking about guests. You know, there were Knuckle guys. Saturday, our boy Chuck P came in.
That's
Chuck
right.
Penson.
Chuck-
Remember Chuck
Chuck
Penson came in
Brian
Saturday.
Neffel was here.
He just
was
came
doing
in.
some business, but
He
he
doing a
was
little
here.
business. He checked out. Great to see Chuck. And then today, my boy Andy Champion, who's always rocking an Earl Campbell.
That's right, he was here.
Anybody that's in an Earl Campbell is cool with me. Okay.
Andy was here too.
Andy Champion came by today.
Must have been here for some business too.
Maybe. I think he was
Some
here.
bases.
Yeah, he was here. He was here for a while.
So that's
He's
awesome
a-
news about Houston Texas. So we're completely full now.
We're completely
No
full.
vacancies.
No vacancies.
We're like a motel on the highway.
That's it.
No vacancies.
None. Like a restaurant on Valentine's Day. Full. Full.
There's 4 other teams I want to touch on real quick that we haven't seen.
Quick Stack. Quick.
We did
My
see
glass is
Norris.
empty.
Norris came to visit, but we haven't seen the Bengals on the field.
No.
We haven't seen Pittsburgh on the field.
No.
We haven't seen Dallas on the field.
No.
So almost 3 guys in the AFC North. And then Hugh Moore,
Made every preseason, off-season OTA, but then ain't played a game yet.
well, he's had some personal issues. And he's got some teams, he's got some...
Personal issue. He's buying more bases than Tudor Con. What is he doing?
And he was here Saturday and Sunday for scouting. So that's his new nickname, Combine. Hugh
Practice
Combine Moore.
More. Stack. I want
Hope
to
you
say
like
it
the
was
show.
great seeing you again, my brother. As always, folks, we're gonna let our producer take us out of here for you to hate. This is the Stack with Nash show. We'll see you on the other side.
Boom.
Boom.
Me too.